Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. It is a busy time in the Premier League, with the season close to reaching its conclusion, while plans take shape for the summer transfer window and beyond. There are now just 3 game weeks left in the top flight, with all eyes on the race for the European places after Liverpool secured the title, and the 3 promoted teams were confirmed as relegated. Manchester City, Newcastle and Chelsea have opened up a gap to Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa for the Champions League, while Bournemouth and Brentford still harbour hopes of reaching the Conference League further down. In the Champions League, this week brings the second legs of the semi-finals, with Inter Milan hosting Barcelona on Tuesday night after their stunning 3-3 draw last week, before Arsenal attempt to overturn their 1-0 deficit against Paris Saint-Germain on Wednesday. Thursday brings the Europa League semis, where Manchester United hold a commanding 3-0 lead over Athletic Bilbao for their home leg, while Tottenham could set up an all-English final due to their 3-1 win over Bodo Glimt last week. That is the backdrop for today's news, which has a focus on transfers. United are willing to sell just about any of their players this summer. Ruben Amorim's squad clearly needs an overhaul, and the Ineos ownership are taking a pragmatic and perhaps brutal stance over the current crop of players. Bruno Fernandes is deemed untouchable and will not be sold, despite rumoured interest from Saudi Arabian side Al Hilal. Fernandes has once again been easily the best player for United this season, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe is not ready to sell off the crown jewels. The Portuguese midfielder exists in a category alongside veteran defender Harry Maguire, young attacker Amad, and January signing Patrick Dorgu. But every single other player could be sold off to provide funds to be reinvested, with profit and sustainability rules a concern this summer. Trent Alexander-Arnold confirmed his exit from Liverpool on Monday, bringing to an end a season-long saga about his future. He is set to join Real Madrid on a 6-year contract when his current contract expires at the end of June. The 26-year-old has 3 more games in a Liverpool shirt to enjoy, and his teammates have reacted to the news on social media. Curtis Jones, Cody Gakpo, and Andy Robertson all described him as a legend in Instagram posts, as they paid tribute publicly to the 2-time Premier League winner. Scotland captain Robertson added, "Brother for life. We've been through it all together. There doesn't appear to be any sour grapes in the dressing room." Harvey Elliott wrote, "Unbelievable player. Even better guy." Trent Alexander-Arnold. Enjoy it, brother. Thank you. Arsenal's season hinges on the events at the Parc des Princes on Wednesday night, when they face PSG in the second leg of the semi-final. Win and they will look forward to a Champions League final in Munich later this month. Lose and their whole campaign will have a different feel to it. New sporting director Andrea Berta is already looking further ahead to the summer transfer window, which opens for business on June 1st. The Gunners are chasing 3 big signings this summer, with Real Sociedad midfielder Martin Zubimendi I arriving for a £51 million buyout clause. Elsewhere, they want a top-class number 9 and a winger. Sporting Lisbon striker Victor Gyökeres and RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko more realistic targets than Newcastle's Alexander Isak, while Athletic Bilbao's Nico Williams is their dream ticket on the wing. The Premier League have moved Tottenham's clash with Aston Villa forward by 2 days to give them more time to recover ahead of a potential Europa League final against Manchester United. Spurs were originally scheduled to travel to Villa Park at 2:15 p.m. on Sunday, May 18th. Meanwhile, United had been scheduled to play Chelsea away at 8 p.m. on May 18th, Friday, May 16th. Should both English clubs successfully navigate the second legs of their semi-final ties, United would have had 42 hours and 15 minutes more rest time compared to Spurs. Tottenham released a statement on Sunday morning confirming that they were in discussions with the Premier League regarding a change in date to our away Premier League match against Aston Villa, currently scheduled for Sunday, May 18. Now the change has been confirmed. Spurs will instead face Villa at 7:30 p.m. on the Friday. United's clash with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge has subsequently been given a new kick-off time of 8:15 p.m, with both matches to be shown on Sky Sports. The reason why United and Chelsea were originally moved to play in Friday's fixture slot is because both clubs are involved in the Women's FA Cup final at Wembley on the Sunday. United's men are firm favourites to reach the Europa League final after taking a commanding 3-0 lead from the first leg of their semi-final tie away to Athletic Bilbao last Thursday. As for Tottenham, it's less straightforward. Ange Postecoglou's side lead Norwegian minnows Bodo Glimt 3-1 on aggregate, but must travel to the Arctic Circle for a tricky-looking second leg this Thursday. There's added pressure because of the fixture change, with the Premier League clearly anticipating an all-English final in Bilbao on Wednesday, May 21st. Postecoglou was asked about the potential disparity in recovery time ahead of Sunday's 1-1 draw at West Ham. "I haven't looked too deeply into it. I don't know what sort of precedence there is to it," the Spurs boss replied. "I know other leagues do it, which you kind of understand for a European final. I'll leave that to the powers that be, and I'll concentrate on trying to get us there first of all." Postecoglou added, "Bodo are there on merit. They beat Lazio, Olympiacos. They're tough teams. I'm from the other side of the world. It doesn't matter where you're from. We're going to treat them with the respect they deserve and give our best." Missing Patrick Berg is a loss for them, but I think it's always been more about what they do as a team rather than individuals. They've sold a lot of players over the past 5 years, but they've kept doing well. Just 4 Manchester United stars are viewed as being untouchable in the summer transfer window. The Red Devils are gearing up for a busy off-season after a miserable campaign under Ruben Amorim. Sunday's 4-3 defeat to Brentford has left Amorim's men a dreadful 15th in the Premier League table. A huge overhaul is coming this summer, with Amorim desperate for players who fit into his 3-4-2-1 system. But the club's precarious financial position means that sales will be needed before serious investment can be made in signings. A number of stars already appear to have one foot through the exit door. Antony and Marcus Rashford have made it clear they are ready to leave Old Trafford. Several others are on the verge of being pushed out by Amorim and United chiefs as they look to bring down their ballooning wage bill. It appears that United chiefs are ready to be even more ruthless than many expected they might be. With the Red Devils needing to sell, it has now emerged that only 4 players are certain to stay. That is according to the Daily Star, who report that United are willing to sell most members of the current squad. The club are said to be desperate to meet financial spending rules, while also being able to supply Amorim with the funds necessary to make new signings. As a result, only captain Bruno Fernandes, veteran defender Harry Maguire, young attacker Ahmad and January signing Patrick Dorgu are immune from the fire sale. The quartet will not depart, no matter the fee offered. But if the price is right, Kobbie Mainoo, Luke Shaw, Manuel Ugarte, Casemiro, Rasmus Højlund, Matthijs de Ligt, Joshua Zirkzee and Christian Eriksen could all be sold in this summer's window. Alejandro Garnacho is another that could be moved on, with the report adding, "United would be happy to sanction a sale if their £65 million valuation is met." Chelsea are one of the clubs in the running to sign the Argentine forward, but the player would need assurances from Blues boss Maresca that he is central to his plans. For now, Amorim's focus is on winning the Europa League, and with it securing qualification for the Champions League. He named United's youngest ever Premier League side for the defeat to Brentford and hinted those in the academy could play a big role next season. It's really important. They have to understand in this season is really important, and also to understand that we cannot do this anymore. Of course, we know the context, but this kind of season, we need to change that, he said. They need to understand what it is to play for Manchester United. I think they did really well. They are not playing so much, but then they have to play 90 minutes because we have to change some other players to save them for Thursday. And I think we can help even more the young kids, especially Tyler Fredrickson. He did quite well, but for the third goal, he needs more help from Ahmad. So, with these small things, I think we can help them more, but I'm really happy with the performance of the young kids. Yeah, it's really important because you can train a lot with the first team, but to have that feeling, playing with the players, feeling the players, the speed of the game, I think is the best thing.